Welcome to Sissy Bro YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel, we post a variety of content. Some of the content that we post on this YouTube channel is the NFL, the NBA, and some baseball. We also post Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney videos, and we have some other cool videos. I'll go check those out. If you guys can, hit the like and subscribe button to become a legend. Here at Sissy Bro, we want to keep the positivity at max height. So, if you put something nice down in the comments below, we will heart it and drop a like on it. Enough of me rambling, let's hop into this video. Welcome back to Sissy Bro YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be doing week 5 of the NFL predictions, but we're going to be recapping week 4. So, I had an okay week. I didn't do great, but I did okay. 11-4. Some of the games that I got wrong was the San Francisco. I thought they were the better team, but that's not what happened. I thought the Texans would win, but they didn't. I didn't think the Arizona Cardinals would play so bad. And then I also thought that the Cowboys would win the game, but they did not. So a pretty good week, 11-4. One of the games that did get postponed, the Tennessee Titans and the Steelers. That's why it's a little weird. But let's hop in to week 5 predictions. If you guys can, and if you're enjoying these videos, please drop a like and hit the subscribe button. We really would appreciate it. Starting out on Thursday, October 8th, it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. This should be a pretty good matchup. I'm expecting a lower scoring game because both these defenses are really good. It's going to be a rematch of Super Bowl 52, like the quarterbacks. Nick Foles is going against Tom Brady, which they had a shootout last time they met. But I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's kind of going to be a little bit of a boring game. Very defensive-oriented. But Nick Foles looked terrible against a good defense in the Indianapolis Colts. They scored, I believe, 11 points, but 8 of those points were in garbage time after the game was over. So they pretty much only scored 3 points when the game was close. That was an ugly game by Nick Foles. And I just think that Tom Brady is going to carry them to a win. I trust Tom Brady more, so I'm picking the Bucs. Starting off the Sunday slate, it is the Carolina Panthers, which had an upset against the Arizona Cardinals. And then the Atlanta Falcons got destroyed, annihilated by my Green Bay Packers. It was 30-16. Their defense cannot stop a nosebleed. That defense is terrible. I've liked what I've seen from the Carolina Panthers in these last 2 games. They beat the Arizona Cardinals, which I thought was a really good team. And while the Atlanta Falcons can't seem to stop anyone, and their offense looks pretty sluggish against the Packers. So I feel like Carolina Panthers will win this game. I think it's going to be maybe 20-17 or like maybe 28 to like 17 or something like that. I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm picking the Carolina Panthers. Our next matchup is between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. This game may be postponed, but I'm just going to give a quick prediction just in case if it isn't. I think the Buffalo Bills are a better team. Josh Allen is looking like top 3 MVP conversation. Ryan Tannehill has looked good, but I like the overall Buffalo Bills team better. Their defense have not even hit their stride yet. Buffalo Bills offense has been amazing. I just can't see how the Tennessee Titans win this game. I'm picking the Bills. Our next matchup is between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Vegas Raiders. Patrick Mahomes has looked okay this year. He's looked good, but he's not looked like his godly self. So I think he's gonna have a great game. The Raiders defense is really bad, or the secondary especially is not good. I think he's gonna torch it, and I don't think you can stop Patrick Mahomes. And it's gonna be, I'm thinking, 35 or 31 to like 26 maybe, 31-24, something like that. Chiefs win by a good 10 points. Our next matchup is between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. This one's going to be very short. Denver Broncos very banged up, while the New England Patriots looked pretty good against the Chiefs without Cam Newton. So I think if they start Jarrett Stidham, I think he can carry, as long as he doesn't make too many mistakes, I think they can win this game. It's the battle of the backup quarterbacks because Drew Lock will still be out of this game. But I'm liking the Patriots a lot. Bill Belichick is, in my opinion, the best coach of all time. So I definitely think that Bill Belichick's going to come up with a good scheme. I think it's going to be a ground pound game because both these quarterbacks are still very young. I'm picking the Patriots. Flying into our next matchup, it is the Arizona Cardinals and the New Jersey Jets, the New York Jets. The Jets are a dumpster fire. They are the Cincinnati Bengals of last year. They are atrocious. I think there's a good chance they go like 1-15, 0-16. But the Kyler Murray looked good in his first two games, not so great in his last two. But I think this is a good rebound game. Get back on track against a terrible team. I think they regain their confidence, and the Arizona Cardinals turn their season around, and the Jets get demolished. I'm thinking maybe 30-10. It's going to be a blowout. The battle for Pennsylvania is here. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This should be a pretty good game, but Carson Wentz has looked pretty bad through the first couple weeks. He looked a little better in his last game, but that team has been decimated with injuries, and the Steelers have looked really good through 3 weeks. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have a better offense, a better defense. Carson Wentz, all of his wide receivers have gotten injured, so I'm picking the Steelers in a lower scoring game, maybe 24 to maybe like 17. Pittsburgh Steelers win. Ramming our way into this next matchup, it is between the Rams and the Washington football team. I don't think this is going to be too close of a game. I think the score is going to be like 34-21. The Washington football team's secondary isn't too great, while Jared Goff has looked a lot better this year. I don't know how well Kyle Allen is going to do because they just benched Dwayne Haskins. Their offense has looked really bad this year, the Washington football team's offense. But I just think the Rams are going to win this game, I believe around 35-21. Our next matchup is between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Congrats to Joe Burrow on getting his first Major League win, but he will not get a second Major League win here because the Ravens are a really good team. They have only lost one game. They did lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. It was a pretty bad game. It was not close, but they have played pretty well against every other team, so I think it's going to be a pretty big blowout. Maybe 38-25. But I definitely think the Ravens win out big. An AFC South matchup between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to be a boring game. It's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be a score of maybe 21-13. I trust Deshaun Watson more than Gardner Minshew. But I think Houston Texans have a better team. That's not saying much. And I think they get the first win of the season and take down the Jaguars. Our next matchup is between the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, I don't know who's going to be too healthy, so this one's a little bit harder to predict. But I'm predicting the 49ers. I don't really know who's coming back, so that's a little hard but I'm still picking the 49ers. If CJ Beathard starts, he looked serviceable in the little bit that he played. I like the 49ers roster better, and I just think they're going to win. Now we head down to the dog pound, and it's the Indianapolis Colts coming to town versus the Cleveland Browns. This is two teams that look pretty legit, and I'm a believer in both these teams. But I think the Indianapolis Colts have one of the most underrated defenses in the league. They have one of the lowest scoring defenses in the league. I think they're for real. I think Philip Rivers is going to limit the mistakes. And I just think the Indianapolis Colts will win because I think their run defense is really good with DeForest Buckner. So expect them to make Baker Mayfield throw, and I don't think he can. So I'm picking the Indianapolis Colts over the Browns. Now we head down to the Big D, to Dallas Cowboy country, where the New York Giants are going to play one of the worst offenses in the league, go against the worst defense in the league. Going to be interesting, but I think that the Cowboys will win this game. The Giants' defense isn't good, and at least the Cowboys' offense is good, so the Cowboys will win this game pretty easily. Daniel Jones is still making lots of mistakes. I think he's getting better, but he's still going through growing pains. So expect the Cowboys to win. It's not going to be close. It's going to make their defense look good, but which it's really not. I'm predicting the Cowboys 34-21. Our next matchup is the Seattle Seahawks versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have looked terrible this year. I don't have a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins right now. And that young secondary for the Vikings is going to get torched by Russell Wilson. I do not believe that this game is going to be close. I think this is the game that the Seahawks defense steps up. I think it's going to be something like 34-21 or something. But I definitely believe that the Seahawks will win this game. Russell Wilson is going to torch that young secondary. Going into our last matchup, we have to go to the Big Easy, to the New Orleans Saints versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This should be a pretty interesting game. One of the most experienced and best quarterbacks in the league versus one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league in Justin Herbert. I think that the Chargers and Justin Herbert are a good team, but I don't think they can outmatch Drew Brees. Drew Brees has been in the league for a long time. He knows the ins and the outs. He's definitely going to outmatch Justin Herbert, but I think it's going to be similar to the Tom Brady and Buccaneers game from last week versus the Chargers. But I think this is definitely going to be a good Monday night. But I do think the New Orleans Saints will take it. I think it's going to be 34-31 in favor of the Saints. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button. We really would appreciate it. I know these rough times right now, but stay happy, stay safe, and stay positive. This has been Bro. Peace out.